Hey folks, good morning from the office. We're North Georgia's only live online morning show. It is Tuesday morning. There we are, right at 8 o'clock. I told Destiny the last couple days I have been running over and starting the show at 8:01, 8:02 because of preparing some things, but I said today we're going to make sure it's 8 o'clock. 706-889-9700. I'd love to hear from you on the conversation this morning. How do you like your church chicken now? So before we get started, this might be a little controversial. First thing I thought about when I heard about the old church chicken dilemma yesterday. How the church chicken let those ones that sit in the drive-through line all the way around the building. Those church chicken people that go and take their little kids there to lunch. How do you like your church chicken now? Well, I'll tell you this. You remember back when the Super Bowl. All right, Chick-fil-A has succumbed to the gay brigade. Now, Buttigieg, the boy who would be king, will probably put out a statement praising Chick-fil-A's decision, or maybe has already. But the church chicken people have succumbed to the LGBTQ community. And they have stabbed the poor, the homeless, the sick, the diseased, the seniors, the veterans, your children in the back for it. Now, they're closed on Sunday. How nice. They're closed on Sunday so families could have that time together to reconnect, be together, go to church, spend an afternoon at the park, go hiking, whatever you want. But we're closed on Sunday for you out there, America. Remember the Super Bowl when, now they've taken this down. And they've taken this down, and this has been recorded on a TV, but they took this down because of backlash, okay? Now, Chick-fil-A has this holier than thou. Now, we're going to get into, let me tell you what we're going to get into so you don't leave. How they stabbed your kids in the back, but your kids won't care. Well, watch. Well, you may not care. I don't know. But I know exactly what Chick-fil-A has done over the past couple years to make sure when they stabbed one organization in the back that they could get past it easily. Now the Salvation Army, who cares, right? Who cares? Target, who cares the Salvation Army? We'll talk about them in a minute too. But remember the backlash, because I love it, for all of you Americans that go to church. I find it interesting, this is controversial, that you love passing Chick-fil-A on Sunday and saying, oh, it's just great, they're closed on Sunday. Billy, where do you want to go for lunch after church? Do you want to go for lunch after church to somewhere that serves alcohol, but we can not partake? Where do you want to get your chicken this Sunday? I love that. I'm going to say, I don't care. I do not care one damn bit how many church chicken people despise me after this. Oh, it's just great. They're closed on Sunday. Oh, Truett Cathy, he had a vision. I don't hate the people, but it's humorous to me, okay? Oh, they're closed on Sunday. Where shall we go for our church chicken? Well, you remember when they ran this ad, this commercial on the Super Bowl, and there was all this backlash, but I could find a lot of people getting their church chicken here. Run this ad really quick. Let's do that before we get into Chick-fil-A and what they did to the poor, the hungry, the diseased, the seniors, the veterans, our kids yesterday. Roll that ad.
He's Jeff Saturday. He's Rick Monday. And the only thing that comes between them is where to go for chicken on Sunday.
You think they're closed? No, man. Hush.
Hand-breaded chicken, fresh made salads, and world-famous sauces on Sunday and every day, only at Zaxby's.
See, Zaxby's never pretended to be anything. They never pretended to do anything. They never pretended. Now, I'm not taking up for Zaxby's and saying that's where you ought to go get your church chicken. All right? I don't want to get in trouble, but there's a place up in Cherry Log. They got great church chicken. Absolutely, and you can get it after church. I'm just saying, I got to be careful, start rolling names out here. But I have been known to get my church chicken in Cherry Log, Georgia, so you figure out who's up there and what you can get. Just, that's all I'm saying, okay? But yesterday, Chick-fil-A said, and show me number, said that in their 2019 charitable giving plan, they would no longer include number 10, the Salvation Army. It would no longer include, now all of these absolutely break my heart. I'm serious. I am so heartbroken. Because I wasn't making fun of Christians a minute ago, all right? I was highlighting sometimes how we get caught up in something and forget who these people really are, okay? The almighty dollar, the greed, okay? They said yesterday that their 2020 charitable giving would not include the Salvation Army. Number 11, the Paul Anderson Youth Home. Look it up, Youth Home, okay? And number 8, this really hits, they all hit home, but this hits right here in North Georgia. Right here. Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Fellowship of Christian Athletes. That one is, they're all tough. That is tough. You recognize any of these people here, number 3? You recognize them? Welcome to North Georgia. This is a chapter, if you go on the website, of Fellowship of Christian Athletes. You recognize any of these people here? These are people all around North Georgia that are involved with our young people, men and women, in the high schools. I mean, there is so much going on in this program for our young people, our kids. Our kids are facing so much today. The last thing we need to do is cut a organization like Fellowship for Christian Athletes in any way whatsoever. I know several of these people, and I know the work they're doing. So let's leave that up for a minute, and let's look at what is actually taking place here. I know, well, BKP, do you not realize the impeachment is happening? The coup is continuing. You're not talking about that. I get it. We'll get there, okay? We got plenty of time to talk about a phony impeachment against our President of the United States. This right here, this one, I want to go with this right here. I will leave that picture up, and I want to tell you what Chick-fil-A did. They did not make a snap decision, okay? All right. Now, they have worked. Corporations, and let me say this, all right? Let me say this. When Truett Cathy, let's just go here, because we all wondered what would happen when the founder, number 2, let me just get this for you, number 2, Truett Cathy of Chick-fil-A passed, or he died, okay? We wondered what would happen. and you go into a Chick-fil-A store and you see number 1, Chick-fil-A is closed on Sunday since 1946. It has been our nationwide policy to be closed on Sunday. Thank you for your patronage, and we look forward to serving you Monday through Saturday. Truett Cathy, founder. All right, and we've all read those, okay? And Chick-fil-A uses that for a marketing tool. I'm not going to say Truett Cathy, because there's some people out there going to say, I knew Truett Cathy, and that was really what his heart was about. I got it. We're not trashing Truett Cathy this morning. We're not saying that his heart wasn't in what he believed. I get it, because I know how I am towards this business. All right, so I'm not gonna say that was just a marketing tool for Truett Cathy. But since he died, okay, his son Dan Cathy has embraced this as a marketing tool, not to carry out his father's vision. And since Truett Cathy died, their board and their internal people have been working to figure out exactly how to transition out of what Truett Cathy, the founder, laid out for Chick-fil-A. They've been trying to figure out how to transition out of it. Oh, you don't believe that? I gave you a second. Sorry, you're wrong. They've been figuring it out for a while, okay? Because they want to make a move because they don't see it 100% like that, okay? They don't want the next thing to be the Chick-fil-A Bowl. You see how much money they put into college football, Chick-fil-A? Stop and think about it, folks. The amount of money they put into college football. What is college football? Athletes. Do you know how many, if you go through and do a search, you're going to say this is very ineffective. You're wrong again. I'm sorry, okay? But they have known for some time, all right? I hear you out there. Well, they didn't just start putting money into college football. I get that. But look at what they pour into college athletics, okay? Chick-fil-A, right? And how do you overcome, like the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, the FCA? How do you overcome that? Because let me tell you, if you start looking around the NFL to see who's playing on Sunday, and you start seeing some of the most successful college players in the college today and several in the NFL, and you start doing interviews of how many were involved with their local, all right, FCA. I have a question for you. I wonder if Jake from Georgia, check it out, ever played in an FCA event in high school. Wonder if he ever did. Wonder if Jake from UGA was a member of the FCA. I just wonder. Let's check that out. Wonder if Trevor Lawrence up at Clemson, okay? All right. Wonder if Trevor Lawrence at Clemson while at Cartersville was ever involved with the FCA. Wonder if he ever played in an FCA event, went to an FCA meeting. Wonder if, right? You hear these college athletes that are playing very well, maybe not in the majority, but a lot of them, right? They give the glory to God when interviewed. Wonder if they were ever at any time in high school a member of the FCA, Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Wonder if they ever were. Wonder. You look what these people pour in to colleges. You look at what they pour into high school sports. Why? Wait a minute, they cut the funding to FCA. But you know what you can find? See, Chick-fil-A is known. And let me get to what took place first. There's Truett Cathy. Here's Dan Cathy, right? Is that his name? Daniel number 4. This is the guy that helped cut the funding. All right? Helped cut the funding. All right? So let's put up number, and they're proud of it on TV. Oh, Lord, don't you think they're not excited about it on TV? Let me see here. CNN right out of the box, 1 a.m., 24. Let's put that up and we'll talk about it a little more. Big change for Chick-fil-A. You see in the bottom right-hand corner, 1 a.m. Pacific time, 4 o'clock in the morning. The very first thing, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. CNN blast out, big change for Chick-fil-A. They are loving it. Your church chicken. Do you not realize these people, the evil ones, okay? Those of you that out there believe in good and evil. Do you not believe the evil one that is roaming the earth is in joy? I'm not going to preach, but in our belief system, do you not believe there's joy today? That these people are evil and they're in joy over this? Because it's a defeat? What will you do? Not go to Chick-fil-A today? Wonder if the place will be packed, right? Wonder if. Just checking. We'll see. Now, here's what took place. Here's what is actually going on with Chick-fil-A, a charitable giving controversy. On Monday, red sirens went out across the internet when it was reported that America's favorite dispenser of fried chicken, church chicken, Chick-fil-A, would no longer be donating money to the Salvation Army or the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Okay, these two groups who've raked in. These two groups have raked in millions of Chick-fil-A over the years. Have internal policies that rank them internal policies that rankled members of the LGBTQ community and their allies. Activists have long called for Chick-fil-A donation money elsewhere, while others have praised the fast food chain for sticking to its guns. Mike Huckabee has weighed in. All right. And they are going to stop giving to these organizations plus one other in an article. Mike Huckabee, number 5, weighed in. There's a couple here. Okay. In August 2012, Governor Mike Huckabee, 2012, I coordinated a national Chick-fil-A Appreciation Day after they were being bullied by militant hate groups. Millions showed up. Today, Chick-fil-A betrayed loyal customers for the dollar signs. I regret believing they would stay true to convictions of founder Truett Cathy. Very sad. Now, I believe, and let's go to number 9, one more here that Governor Huckabee put up. Surrender to anti-Christian hate groups, tragic. Chick-fil-A to stop donating to Christian charities, branded. Here we are. Don't eat chicken or cows, go vegan. Here's the protests that have been put up by, LGBT communities. Anyhow, so Chick-fil-A has fallen to that, all right? I just want to highlight a couple more things before we move on to impeachment and to some other things that are happening around the globe. I watched CNN for a single hour and MSNBC for a single hour this morning and wondered within the hour if they would ever say anything other than Trump. And every once in a while they'd say Hong Kong and they're throwing rocks. But they say Trump for a solid damn hour. My God. So, number 6, we all know, all right, Salvation Army. Number 7, you know the bucket. It's getting that time of season. Salvation Army. And number 10, Salvation Army. Let me just remind everybody, and this is what breaks my heart with what Chick-fil-A is doing to the Salvation Army. I like the Salvation Army on several fronts, okay? Salvation Army, for most, people don't know who they are and what they do. But they're compelled to give them that dollar at the red can, knowing they do good across the world. And some of you might look it up. If you go to their website, the Salvation Army exists to meet human need wherever, whenever, and however we can. All right? Do you realize that the Salvation Army, 40% of the homeless youth in the United States identify as the LGBTQ community? Do you realize 40%, one more time, of the homeless youth in the United States identify as the LGBTQ community? The Salvation Army is totally blind. They enter nothing with any, they enter into nothing with a vision or a view of something in any kind of way, shape, or form, political, whatever it may be. The Salvation Army helps the elderly, the LGBT community. They help shelter kids. Salvation Army helps shelter kids that are homeless. They don't say, are you identifying as the LGBTQ? Are you identifying that way? Oh, you can't stay here. They don't do that. They discriminate against no one, anywhere in the world. If there is a natural disaster, all right, if there's worldwide disease, they don't look at the people in the country and say, but you believe this, or you don't believe this, or you don't see it my way. Salvation Army is just a Salvation Army. And you know, when you sing the song, Jesus loves the little children, all the children of the world, it's just really hard not to see the Salvation Army. Disease, all right, provide shelter, hunger, help overcome poverty, combat addiction, okay? You name it, okay? Fight human trafficking, serve veterans, love the elderly, stop domestic abuse, and serve the LGBT community. By, again, 40% of the kids in that community identify as, homeless kids identify as LGBT, and the Salvation Army does not look at them and discriminate in any way. They are a picture, to me, I like the Salvation Army, always have. They are a picture of love around the world, that this world is desperately lacking and desperately needs. How can you people cut funding to the Salvation Army? How can you do them, not them, the people they serve wrong? How do you do that and live with yourself? Right? How did you get up this morning, Dan Cathy, and say, hey, you know what? I feel good about myself. I can look in the mirror. I am keeping every single thing my father, Truett Cathy, said, the founder, that he wanted to behold and beloved and maintain. Now you go over to let's do this, and won't take too much more time. I want to finish this one segment. I want to stay together. Go over to number 8. Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Now, this is the one Chick-fil-A knew, okay? This is the one Chick-fil-A knew would be tough, all right? And let me explain this to you, because there's if I could get millions of viewers to hear this, this is something you're not going to hear. I don't think you're going to hear it on Rush Limbaugh. Now, you know what I feel about Rush. I don't think you're going to hear about Mark Levin, all right? You're going to hear on those shows today how these people succumb to the LGBTQ community pressures. But they did not succumb to them quite the way you think they did. They've been planning this. And And I think what I want to do this morning is make sure you don't wake up and think that Chick-fil-A just couldn't take the pressure anymore and got up yesterday and said, this is what we're going to do. Furthest thing from the truth. These moves are well planned out. They've been planned out for quite some time. Corporations just don't work this way. Now, this one was going to be tough because this one was going to hit home, because this one was going to hit the moms and dads that are supporting CFA. I know this one personally, firsthand. I know the men and women involved, many, in CFA. Know them firsthand, okay? I have been in meetings, coaches' meetings in North Georgia, where CFA has been there, and the leader of CFA led prayer before the coaches' meetings. Oh, yeah, I've said, yeah, absolutely. Now, that being said, they know this one's going to get personal, and this one's going to get right in their back door and right in their wheelhouse. So what did Chick-fil-A do over the last several years? Well, let's go to, first of all, if you go and look up, Fellowship for Christian Athletes this afternoon, you take a minute, you will see their website, okay? And on their website, you will see, all right, how to find, okay, how to find local, all right, how to find local, and you will find they have regions all over the United States. Great Lakes region, Mid-Atlantic, Northeast, Northland, Pacific, Northwest, and Western. They have in all states, including Washington, D.C., okay? These are chapters. I'll call them chapters or parts of the organization. Alabama has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 chapters, okay? Alaska only has 1. Arizona only has 1. Arkansas. California, even though it's on the left coast, what do they have? Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right? And let's get down to Georgia. Georgia has, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay? Now, if you go to Georgia and you go to North Georgia, just simply go to North Georgia, okay, you will see the areas they cover from all the way to Dade County, okay? And we have one here in Union, White, okay? Union, Fannin, Gilmer, Pickens, Murray, Towns, White, Hall. All right, so here's what happened, and I'll wrap this up. They knew this one would be tough all the way across the country, so what they did is, you feed the band. You feed the cheerleaders. You feed the football team. You feed the Little League team. You participate in anything and everything you can for free. So when your high school football team gets done with a game and the coolers come out and there's 100 Chick-fil-A sandwiches in there, right? Or if the band goes to band competition and there's, coolers come out and there's 100 Chick-fil-A sandwiches. Chick-fil-A made sure that what they did is show eternal support for your organizations. So when they stabbed you in the back, the pain would not be that, it wouldn't be that hard. Why, you have something to think about this morning. Do you go and get upset because this is Fellowship of Christian Athletes? And the majority of this is on the high school level. So do you go as the booster club for the soccer and you go as the booster club for basketball? Do you go and really just tell Chick-fil-A off? Or in the next meeting say, we're kind of upset with them for what they did, but they do provide our children with a sandwich at halftime. They knew what they were doing. They've known what they were doing for quite some time, okay? And get ready, folks. Why not open on Sunday? And even if they stay closed on Sunday, isn't that a little hypocritical? Isn't it really? Because let me tell you, one time in the building materials world, back in my past lifetime, we got an order down there at the corporate office of the old Chick-fil-A. All right, so we go down there and we're going to deliver material, but before we could go in, we had to sit through a little presentation of what we could do, could not do. We could not do this, we could not do that. We cannot use foul language. We cannot accidentally use foul language. So we got a brief little sermon. This is years ago because Troy Cathy did not want any sin within the building. Now don't take that wrong. I'm not being hypocritical, I promise. But he didn't want anything in Chick-fil-A that was sinful, of any sinful nature. So you couldn't bring in a pack of cigarettes. If you had a pack of cigarettes in your jacket, you had to leave it outside. Couldn't bring this in. You couldn't do this. You couldn't do that. You couldn't swear. You couldn't cuss. You couldn't fuss. That's what it used to be. Now, Numbers, this guy here, okay, what's his name? Number 4, Dan Cathy. What's the big deal? So you're closed on Sunday. Where the rubber meets the road, we know what you've been doing, and we know that you just stabbed your clients in the back. Your customers just got stabbed in the back. He did kids wrong. Let's not forget this. You go research this, okay? Come back to this number 11. Okay? Paul Anderson Youth Home. Look them up. Do the research. Come back to number 10. Did them wrong. Number 8. Number 4. You think he cares? He's open on Sunday. Maybe you can get your church chicken over at Zaxby's. Just say it. Remember, their commercial wasn't hypocritical. They just said they was open on Sunday. And the backlash from your community. Let me ask you this, and I'll go to break. Will you show Chick-fil-A the same backlash? Stand up for your principles. Stand up for what you believe in. Stand up for what you think is right and wrong, and stand up for what you think the Bible says, the Word of God. Will you stand up for it even a third as hard as the LGBTQ community went after them? Let's just see. Take a break.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
I'm Jeff Riblett, President of Asset Protection Group. As a certified financial planner and with 20 years experience, I've helped thousands of families and business owners create a tremendous amount of wealth. Fortunately, most of that wealth has been protected. Don't allow an unforeseen life event, such as a nursing home stay or the next market meltdown, destroy your family's wealth. Be smart. Call me. Let's determine how best to protect your assets and preserve your wealth.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
So I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. It's 8:40 in the morning. Let's show everybody how they can contact the show. There you go. Let me say this, okay? I understand. I get it. Maybe you think I'm not catching on that the president, there's an attempt to impeach the president of the United States. And you're probably, some of you, thinking, why did I do the last segment? Open up with the last segment and go as deep as I did go into the last segment. And I'm going to tell you why, okay? Hold on, just Sam, go to card a second. I've got to deal with this. Sorry about that brief interruption. I've got to multitask, got things going on, and working on some stories, so I just had to go to a brief there. Anyhow, you might be wondering, and I'll tell you why I put that much time into that segment this morning, is it really hits home to all of us, okay? And we get hurt. We feel the people we could trust, really stab us in the back, like Chick-fil-A has done. And I would tell you that that's on a local level. It hurts on a local level. It hurts when you're totally, you know the Salvation Army and you understand who the Salvation Army is. It just, and I'm wondering how many will come out with a justification for Chick-fil-A, it's separation of church and chicken. What? I mean, seriously, so I think that is a direct shot locally here in our community at our kids, a direct shot at the Salvation Army. I mean, a direct shot at the elderly and our veterans. All right, so I'll get past that. All right, now, yesterday I want to ask you just a quick question. I didn't get to this yesterday. How many of you have heard that Al Sharpton, okay? Al Sharpton has received like $1 million from his charitable organizations, $1 million. I thought that was funny yesterday. I missed this story, and it's Michael Bloomberg, number 32, okay? Bloomberg back then, number 32. Are we ready or? Okay. I got it. I know what happened. I've seen that. I understand. I get it. It just shows up as the one. So, anyhow, we'll come back to that. Just give me a high sign when those are in. Now, yesterday, like I said, Michael Bloomberg from New York is trying to make a decision on whether or not, and I want to do this quickly, whether or not to run for president of the United States. So, the Democrats are showing every reason they're in fear of Donald Trump and the black vote. The boy who would be king spoke where? Okay, we'll go to this. Okay, now the boy that would be king, Pete Buttigieg, went to where? Morehouse College yesterday. Okay, so he is trying to overcome the older black vote that said, awful damn white. Boy, gay also. Gotta think about that. I don't care if you get mad at me. I really know, I feel what's going on. I'm feeling it out there. So Buttigieg is trying to get the black vote. Michael Bloomberg's trying to apologize to get the black vote. You know, hold on just a second. Put me on a card. All right, sorry about that, folks. Sorry about that, folks. I can't explain, just something keeps going on that I have to take phone calls for. We will probably be reporting on it later on FetcherNews.com, so sorry about that. But the black vote, Deval Patrick thinks he is set up just in time for South Carolina's black vote. Cory Booker's trying to explain to the African-American community, the Democrat black voters, I'm black. They know Trump has really dug in deep on the black vote. And they're trying to figure out how to unroot that from Trump. Now, their roots go much deeper. Democrats' roots go much deeper with the black voters. But Trump has actually moved percentages, multiple percentages of black voters over into his category. They don't want to admit it. The media doesn't like it, but it's true. All right. So I wanted to know if any of you heard that Al Sharpton paid himself $1 million, okay, out of his own charity. Now, Michael Bloomberg wants to, and this is the kind of swamp that Trump is exposing. This is why we're doing this story right here. Should have done it yesterday. But Michael Bloomberg wants to apologize now because he wants to run for office, number 32. Bloomberg says, back then I was wrong, I'm sorry. Now, statistically, they went over and above the stop and frisk rate that they should have. Now, they had areas in New York City that the crime was so bad, murder rate was so high, that stop and frisk did bring down murder rate and crime. But it wasn't until stop and frisk they were trying to meet quotas put out that it kind of went off the rails to stop and frisk there. The power level went a little too high. So Bloomberg says, back then I was wrong and I'm sorry. I apologize. He is trying to apologize to the black community so he can run for office. I'm sorry. I was wrong. Now, what I thought was funny yesterday on MSNBC, they called in, as Joe Scarborough likes to call him, the Rev. They called in the Rev, number 31. And Scarborough was asking the Rev, what does Bloomberg have to do to get forgiveness? Now, we have all grown up, or most of us have grown up in the world of grace through faith. Yet are we saved? Grace through faith. But the Rev's interpretation of forgiveness is this how much it's going to cost, brother? Here's what we're going to do. You give me X, put it through my charitable organizations, I'll pay my own damn self my $1 million. And I will come out and I will bestow forgiveness on you for the black community. I will say that you have seen the light. Here's what it's going to cost for me to say you have seen the light. That you no longer walk in that sinful nature of patting a brother down, called stop and frisk. So it's really hilarious because it's actually true. Bloomberg, this is how these damn people work. And this is the LG, this is the reason I wanted to get to this story, because you're going to say, well, you can't compare this to Chick-fil-A and the LGBTQ community. Really? Oh, but there's such nice people over there at Chick-fil-A. The most corrupt people I know are such nice people. I always love it. Oh, they're just so nice. So good to us when we go over there. Yeah, they are. I love it. So the Rev, here it is, number 32. Bloomberg wants to run for office. All right. Back then I was wrong and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He has dropped knee at the altar of the Rev, number 31, and the black community. And they called Al Sharpton in yesterday to let Bloomberg know just how much it was going to cost to get his sins forgiven for frisking a brother. You know, he going to help you. He going to help you find black votes. And that's why he was called in. Because he also said Pete Buttigieg, actually, this domestic terrorist, okay, this domestic terrorist, all right, also said Pete Buttigieg looked like a white guy that was running from the cops that was hiding out in a black church. You look around like, what's he doing here? Okay, so there you go. So we're gonna take a brief break, get ready to talk about some impeachment. But, all right, don't forget, Bloomberg wants to run. He needs forgiveness. Al Sharpton gonna let him know how much it costs. How much for just one rib? Take us a break.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge, we have your new house in stock.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
I'm Jeff Riblett, President of Asset Protection Group. As a certified financial planner and with 20 years experience, I've helped thousands of families and business owners create a tremendous amount of wealth. Fortunately, most of that wealth has been protected. Don't allow an unforeseen life event, such as a nursing home stay or the next market meltdown, destroy your family's wealth. Be smart. Call me. Let's determine how best to protect your assets and preserve your wealth.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, 1 nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
Hey folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. It's right up. We're bumping 9 o'clock Tuesday morning, and we're in Ellijay, Georgia. Don't you just love that new FYNTV.com? I'm going to tell you something. We'll give you the date. You know me. I can't wait, right? I was bad at Christmas. I hunted the presents. You in the control booth, did you try to hunt the presents? Did you? No, you storyteller. I know it's a storyteller. And, hey, there's some that didn't try to. I did. I never can wait to give good news. I can't. If it's good news, I can't wait. They say you can't do it till this day. All right? Damn, what do you mean I can't do it? We're going to be launching some new things that I can't tell you about. Damn, we're going to. Launching some new things. I just see that FYN TV logo. If you go to fetchyournews.com, you see that brand new logo up the top there. We have showed you the logo on the TV. Now we have, do you have the graphic that we put together just to get the ball rolling? Because we're going to have an exciting graphic coming out tomorrow. And we kind of slowed up the one about to win the cup. All right, so this is our when Graphic Expressions are up in Blue Ridge, okay? And they presented me with this cup, and they put the new logo on here. And I love it so much. I want to share it with you guys because every time I come on this show, I know I can look in the camera and know I'm talking to family and friends. And so I purchased 20 and I want to give them away. But, you know, we're going into the season, the reason for the season, Christmas. And we're back to loving everything about the president saying we say Merry Christmas. So our new logo, our new brand, we want to share it with you. If you text me 706-889-9700 and say Merry Christmas, you can say BKP or FYN. Now we're going to stay firm to the rules, baby. BKP or FYN, say Merry Christmas. I will send you this. We will get in touch with you because we'll have your number. You said Merry Christmas, right? So we'll have that number. We'll get in touch with you, find out where you're at. Shipping and handling's free. If you're local here, if you're in California, we're going to send it to you, okay? Shipping and handling included, all right? If you're right here in LJ, we might have you stop by so we can say hello and give you the cup, whatever. But there you go. Okay, now we're getting ready to do some other things with the FYNTV.com. I can't tell you. We talked about it yesterday. December 11th. Mark your calendar. All right? We're going to talk about this in just a minute. Just a minute. December 11th. That is the day I understand that Lindsey Graham has sent a Evite. Do you get an Evite? Go on your email and you get an Evite to something. Well, it's my understanding that Lindsey Graham has sent an Evite to Inspector General Horowitz. The Inspector General Horowitz. He has sent an Evite, right? And in the Evite, he says, hey, we would like for you to come and testify in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee. Let us know what your little research on the genesis of the spying on the Trump campaign. The FISA court. Just come share that with us December 11th. They are in fear, okay? Now, the Democrats are upset. The media is upset because they are looking at you and they're saying, we have worked and we are working so hard. Why can't we get you to believe this impeachment is the thing that we have to do? So let's go through the polling data that they have. And give me number 15. Well, this is the PBS NewsHour Marist poll, all right? And what does it say? 65% could not sway position. Could sway position. So when asked, new information in the impeachment inquiry, could that sway your position on things? Yeah, 30%, yes, it could sway my position. All the feelings coming through in these polls. Number 16. Now we're going to talk about the people that are going to testify today. The Honorable Purple Heart. Lieutenant Colonel, with all of his badges, buttons, and brass, will testify Vindman. And it's just a sad, dark day in America that we would have somebody like Rob Portman, senator from Wisconsin, attack a hero. Oh. Remember, the deep state, one of the deep state heads of the deep state, John McCain, war hero. I love our veterans. I support our veterans. But let me tell you something. John Kerry is a veteran. There you go. You like apples? How you like them damn apples? All right, now following the impeachment inquiry, 63% very fair, very fairly, closely. Not closely, not at all, 37. 63% following. I'm going to get to a poll, and the reason I want to do polling right now and talk about this is number 17. Of those that were polled, now there's a lot of polling here that you got to listen to. You got to listen to, because what happens is we do not go into these polls and we do not get deep into the sample. We don't. I know we don't. Okay? I personally don't have time to go in and read the sample 100% and read the actual questions. Okay? But if you'll listen real close to the lies of CNN and NBC and the rest, if you'll listen real close, they will present these polls and they will say, out of those that answered this way, when asked, 70% of them said this. So just first view, I always call it the view you get when you got the TV in the background, you get a cup of coffee, you try to get the little munchkins dressed, get them out to school, okay? That's what you see. You don't quite hear, out of those that answered the question this way, 70% said they agreed with this. You're led to believe that it's 70% of the overall polling sample. A president asking a foreign leader to investigate a political opponent. Now, it should come with that, although we have not proved this at this time, although there's been really no direct question to a foreign leader with a name and say directly investigate my political opponent. Although that has not happened at no time whatsoever, and everybody from Bill Taylor to what's her name? I forget. The honorable lady that it was just heartbreaking. If you were not moved by Yovanovitch testimony, the former ambassador, Taylor, Kent, the ones today, okay? If you're just not moved, not a one of them testified at this point that directly they heard somebody say political opponent, or could you please investigate my political opponent? It's all corruption. You're not getting that. It's all corruption. So a president asking a foreign leader to investigate a political opponent, 70% unacceptable, 22% acceptable. Couple more, because we're going to get to the poll that matters. President Trump, number 18, President Trump should be impeached. 50% agree, 43 disagree, okay? Now, let's go to this one, 19. President Trump's actions with Ukraine were wrong, and he should be A, impeached and removed from office, B, impeached but not removed from office, C, impeached, not impeached, and or removed from office. Multiple choice questions. But 51%, according to what Ipsos poll, ABC News, 51% impeached and removed from office. What an absolute stunning number. Where do they get the polls? Who are they polling? So Axios, let's go to number 20, because this is the poll that counts. So you've heard all that. You're hearing on a daily basis. You're hearing the polls change in Iowa. And you want to know what the hell's wrong with the Democrats on Tuesday, that Buttigieg comes up from the rear. I have to say it. I understand he's gay, and you should not be saying Buttigieg is bringing up the rear. It's just tough to report. All right, and bringing up the rear, Pete Buttigieg. You're wondering, how could this guy be polling at 9% on Tuesday, but by Thursday he's up to 23%? He's brought up a lot of rear in 3 to 4 days, right? How did that happen? Who are they polling? What groups? How are they changing the numbers so fast? Are Americans that indecisive they can't make up their damn mind about anything? Call me back Thursday. I probably will feel different. Right now, I want Trump out. He has to go. hey, this is so-and-so polling strategies, whatever. Do you feel the President of the United States should be impeached and removed from office? I know I said that Monday. I know, but I'm feeling much different today. I'm hormonal. What the hell? I'm serious. You watch any of these polls, do you ever wonder, where are these damn crazy people that can't make up their damn mind, or they're hearing something? I heard something today. You're at the water cooler. Did you hear what I heard? I heard this. I'm really shifting my opinion of this guy. Really? After Trump has said every damn thing under the sun, whether you like it or not, this guy has said, done, called, whatever, every single thing under the sun. He has stepped on North Korean soil. He's gone to China. He's gone to South Korea. He shook hands with Putin. He said, I didn't think Putin did a damn thing wrong or something, whatever. I mean, this guy's done every single damn thing. And there's a poll out there that is swaying your opinion of this guy. What the hell's wrong with you damn people? I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I'm sorry, I just couldn't go there. I keep thinking every day, who? I know these people because let me tell you this question, okay? Let me tell you this really quickly, okay? So my sister, oh hell, I'm gonna get in trouble. What? Went 6 years of college. Dad paid for 6 years of college so she could party through a communications degree. Oh hell, I hope nobody's listening. I hope oh, please do not let her hear it. I'll catch hell. So anyhow, my sister that, followed the Grateful Dead in her 6-year communications degree. This has to stop. My sister that wore tie-dye for 6 years at a liberal school getting her communication degree. Oh, am I in trouble now? What does she do as a summer job? All jokes aside, she's a good kid, all right? She'll always be a kid to me, youngest sister. What does she do? She worked for a polling company for a long time. She worked for a strategy company for a long time. She had polls on everything. She'd go in, work 4-hour shifts. Just go in, put her headset on, and do 4-hour shifts. She's watched how these polls are taken. She watched how they're written. What the companies buy. Do you not realize company buys polling data? They buy it. ABC paid them for that polling data. You're going to get what you paid for. I mean, let's go back just one more time to number 19. Okay. Ipsos, whoever they are, ABC paid for that poll. Okay? When you're ordering something, they ask, how do you want us to frame this? How many Democrats do you want us to call? Do you want likely voters, non-likely voters, registered voters? You want voters in rural? You want 3% of your phone calls in rural areas? 19% of the phone calls in suburbs? What do you want? They pay for it, folks. You're going to get what you pay for. You got it? That's what you're going to get, what you pay for. They purchase that. Do you think that ABC is going to purchase an accurate poll? Absolutely not. Now, they're not going to. I mean, we just need to understand polling data. Now, there's so many things that could go wrong. Now, friend from Alaska, I think from Alaska, has been here for 18 years. Michigan, okay? Now, we are in a world of cell phone numbers, okay? World of cell phone numbers. And we don't change our number. We just go all across the country. We don't change our number. So, obviously, 706 is the root prefix for certain areas of Georgia, right? 404, 678, list goes on, right? That being said, I say that quite often. That being said, we're taking our phones with us all over the United States. So if you do a block of calls in a certain area of Michigan, they may not live in Michigan. Just saying, there's so much with the data. Now, the people that do this professionally, day in and day out on the polling, they know where it's skewed. They know some things. That they are professionals and they do know how to put the data together. Some do. Okay. That being said, let me take a brief break and we're going to come back and talk about the poll that matters. Okay. Let's go.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
I'm Jeff Riblett, President of Asset Protection Group. As a certified financial planner and with 20 years experience, I've helped thousands of families and business owners create a tremendous amount of wealth. Fortunately, most of that wealth has been protected. Don't allow an unforeseen life event, such as a nursing home stay or the next market meltdown, destroy your family's wealth. Be smart. Call me. Let's determine how best to protect your assets and preserve your wealth.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, 1 nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge, we have your new house in stock.
All right, folks, we are back. I'm your host, BKP. Now, there's days when I could just feel through the camera that you're yelling at me. Do you not realize there are testimonies going on right now in the House Intelligence Committee? It started at 9 o'clock. Do you not realize the efforts being made to impeach the President of the United States? Do you not realize that Adam Schiff is a liar and we've caught him in so many lies? Okay, I just did the impeachment story. We'll keep up with it. If you watch on a daily basis, we keep up with it. We know Vindman. We know these career, bureaucrats. Everything you're seeing is what we voted for Donald Trump. But here's what I want to get to. I want to stay on the politics side for just a few more minutes. The reason being is you are getting nervous out there. Some of you are getting nervous. And the reason I just showed the polling data, okay, that these networks purchase, okay, the polling data that the networks purchase to manipulate, to put fear in us Republicans. Damn, I should have never said us Republicans. I'm not the best Republican in the world. Anyhow, maybe I'm what a Republican should be. Anyhow, but fear into many of us, there's a whisper campaign. Now, if you watch this show, I've broke it down. Did it really mean anything in Kentucky? I mean, what if they're telling an ounce of truth and we're just not following it in Kentucky? No, not an ounce of truth. We broke that down with Bevin and Bashir. Broke it down clearly on what happened in Kentucky. Wonder if, Virginia is now just blue and it went blue and, Ralph Northam's still there. I wonder, Trump says he's going to take back Virginia. These are the circles, okay? Oh, yes, Saturday morning local Republican Party meetings and everybody's whispering. I wonder, are we okay? Are you sure? Call me. I'll come cheerlead the hell out of your Republican Party. I will. I'll get up on Saturday morning. I'll drive up there and say, get your damn head out of your ass. Start raising money for your candidates. I'm sorry, I probably shouldn't have said that, but we'll just go with it anyhow. Start raising money for your candidates. Are you telling us that we have to give? Look, the DCCC, all of them, they're raking it right in. They're raking it right in. But I have read that Republicans are doing much better here, there, and everywhere on fundraising. Folks, we fight internally to the point that we don't raise enough money when the battle comes at the ballot box. I know you didn't like that, but I just have to tell you, we gotta. All right, not going, but I'll come out, any Republican Party, and I'll make it a positive. Because I know what happened in Kentucky. I know what happened in Virginia. Let me tell you, damn it. Now it's going to just blow the hell up, all right? I get emails of all of these groups, and they're having this training, and they're having that training, and I'm good with that. Please show up this group because we're going to train you how to door knock and say, vote for me. Please show up at this group because we're going to train you in this. We're going to train you in that. I never get invited, and I don't give a rat's ass, okay? But I never get invited because, look, I just said something like that, and you're concerned, you're worried about your reputation with a guy like me speaking in front of your people on Saturday that want to enjoy their coffee. I never get an invitation to teach me and explain how Virginia redrew the lines to benefit Democrats, to take over both houses in the Commonwealth of Virginia and leave a piece of garbage advocating murder Governor Ralph Northam there. All we know is Virginia went blue. Should we be concerned? The whisper campaigns. Then we roll right down into Louisiana. I'm not going to get stuck on this. I know what happened in Louisiana. I try to tell you what happened. But the media wants you to believe there is shattering in Trump supporters, that you are getting ready to really listen to the impeachment because you're concerned. So let me go here, the poll that matters. So bring up number 20. Okay. This was priceless this morning. MSNBC, right? Yasmin Visuga and the Ottoman Machinia, whatever his name is. You know, they're and they always have this thing right before they go into morning piece of garbage, Gumby head Joe Scarborough. They always have this thing called the one big thing. All right. And somebody from Axios comes on, and it's the Axios one big thing. It's just a marketing tool to go to their newsletter, and it was funny because the two people on MSNBC were the looks on their face, and they kept coming back to the guy. I forget who it was that was on there this morning for Axios, but they kept coming back to him like, "Please say this is not so. Please say this is not true." But inside Trump focus groups, okay? Axios looked at this. And here's a story on Axios.com that came up 3 hours ago. Pro-Trump, now they're framing it, but still yet there's accuracy in this. Pro-Trump groups find swing voters are unconvinced on impeachment. Now, what is concerning is swing voters, okay? They're not concerned this morning if Democrats, they're not concerned this morning if Republicans, they're concerned with hearing the swing voters in the sentence. Unconvinced on impeachment. All right? A pro-Trump group, America First, says focus groups show that suburban swing voters, even some who strongly dislike President Trump, remain skeptical about impeachment. Now, I don't want to I'm very cautious sometimes of coming on, and because the minute you validate an article, the minute you say one of these articles is correct and you think it's a good article, you start getting down in there and it leaves the rails, okay? Leaves the ground. So I'm cautious, but just in that sentence alone, I have been in groups where I've actually had people look at me and say, for time to time, I wish he wouldn't say that. Now, these are good Republicans. These are good, solid voters. I kindly didn't like when he did that. Okay? All right? You know, I liked what he did with China, but I don't know if he had to say that about so-and-so. I've been in those groups. I've heard that. But they always end with, well, do you still support? Well, yeah, I support the president. I'm going to vote for him. I mean, I wish, he wouldn't fight with the media. I wish he wouldn't do this. Heard that. I've heard these. Well, okay, but are you going to vote? Oh, yes, I'm going to vote for him. All right? Now, why it matters. Now, MSNBC, I did not clip it the other day, had a guy on there that said Trump, by his estimation, this was on MSNBC, and he was not supposed to say this. You ever go on one of those networks when somebody's not supposed to say something? It is hilarious because, and I don't mean not supposed to say something. They have, like when Margaret Brennan, the communist over at CBS, when she has Jim Jordan on, she expects Jim Jordan to say something. But what is really funny is when they have somebody on and they're not expecting somebody to say this, not expecting it from this individual. And then also, if you ever watch close, it's like they give the individual a look like, you do realize we're here to take the president down. You do realize what you just said we've got to figure out how to backtrack it for us, maybe not you. I catch them all the time in this, and it's really funny, okay? And they're wondering why the American people don't trust them. But the other day, somebody was on MSNBC, and I forget the whole story, but they were telling Joe and Minka, and if you would have seen Minka Brzezinski's eyes, well, you can because they're stretched wide open, but if you could have seen the look on her face, well, you can't because you can't determine what kind of look she has on her face. Anyhow, all that being said, if you would have seen Minka Brzezinski and Joe, when this guy said the other day that by all calculations, that the Democrat candidate would have to beat Trump in the popular vote by 4% to actually win the Electoral College. That and this guy knew what he was talking about. He was a charts and graphs guy, and they didn't like anything about that. I mean, that they quickly rushed to something else immediately. But this guy said that Trump would have to, his opponent would have to beat him by 4% in the popular vote. So why it matters, these early findings will help shape Republican messaging about impeachment and Trump's top Democratic rivals. The big takeaway from impeachment so far is that the swing voters think Trump did things they don't like, but nothing impeachable, said Wes Anderson, co-founder of On Message Inc. and one of the pollsters who conducted the focus groups. Anderson said these voters don't have any shortage of criticism for the president on personality and stylistically, but they're pretty happy with 2 or 3 or 4 specific things he's done, such as border or China trade. This is accurate. It makes me nervous to go further, okay? Because this is accurate. I have been in these groups. I did not do a focus group, but I've listened to these groups. I actually was sitting with a man one day and said, I wish Trump wouldn't do this. I wish Trump wouldn't do that. And I said, well, you're a manufacturer. What do you think about, I support him 100% on China. I mean, yes, these groups, if you get these groups together, swing voters, right? You sit down, personality and stylistic, is that what they said? They can go on and on about Trump. You know, he shouldn't have said that. I don't know why he said that. Why did he do that? He could have. Well, what do you think about him in China? I love the way he's standing up to China. All right. I don't think he did anything to be impeached. All right. The economy's doing well. So organizers held 2 focus groups, each in these metro areas. Des Moines, Judge is soaring. He's bringing up a whole lot of rear. Des Moines, Orlando, Charlotte, Phoenix, Miami, Atlanta. It's like a computer. Columbus, Detroit, and Pittsburgh. That's a problem. Are you telling me that in these suburbs there's a quiet? Because I'm going to tell you what this sentence alone says, and this focus group says, is everything I've been telling you about what happened in Kentucky, what happened in Virginia, what happened in Louisiana is true. And it's not white women or white educated people that live in the suburbs running away from Trump. While the focus group is not statistically, a sufficient sample like a poll. It's not quite like a poll. I got one more poll, all right? Because this is better than this polling data they keep lying about. While the focus group is not statistically sufficient sample like a poll, these responses can show how some voters are thinking and talking about the 2020 election. The bottom line, the findings bolster Republican strategy, the findings bolster Republican strategies of asking voters to assist Trump on the effectiveness of his policies, not on his governing style. So there's more on that. You can look at it closer there, but inside focus groups. Now, there's polls, and you should have seen the MSNBC people begging, like, no, tell us you're wrong, okay? Tell us you're wrong. I'll give you one more poll, and I'll put the picture up, and they said they were going to start getting me the data, and I got to get with them, and it's true. So last Thursday, we'll take a little break, and we'll get to impeachment finally. Last Thursday, our good friend Joe McCutcheon had an 80th birthday party. We had it over here at Pools Barbecue, Republican Barbecue. Good shout out to my friend Greg Frady. Anyhow, we had the Trump bus. Ron Goodbud brought up the Trump bus. Have you ever seen the Trump bus? Well, I'll get the picture. I should have got the picture of the Trump bus. It's amazing. We love it. It's got Trump all over this sucker, from the headlights all the way to back. On the back of that Trump bus, big bus you're following, it says, support Donald Trump 2020. The Trump bus is amazing. So the guy in charge of the Trump bus said to me, hey, you want to take a tour? I'll get pictures for you. I said, yeah, let me tell you about the bus. So I get on the bus, forget about us, put the blame on me. No, that's a bad song. Anyhow, so the Trump bus, right? I get on there, I take the tour, and the guy's telling me stuff, and I asked the question. I said, well, let me ask you something, okay? You guys drive this everywhere. And well, now when you get to East LJ and North Georgia, you know, people are waving to you, you know, tooting the horn, thumbs up. I said, but you have to get here. So sometimes you're going through these suburbs or these Democrat areas or whatever to get to where you need to be, right? I said, give me your polling. And this big windshield we're looking out, how many thumbs up do you get? He said, well, I'm glad you said that, because we're going to put a chalkboard up here. And we're going to we get two different polling indicators. We get thumbs up, and we get, I can't show you. It's called the middle finger. That's it. We drive through towns, we'll see a crowd of people, we'll get a thumbs up, and then we'll get a middle finger. We get more. He said, I say it's like 65 thumbs up to middle fingers. Now, this bus goes a lot of places. It don't go out of the state of Georgia, but a couple times. It did go to the convention. It did go to the inauguration, my understanding. But anyhow, so he said he's going to put a chalkboard on the bus and start doing the two indicators of what we call true polls of the man on the street. Folks, inside focus groups, I've heard this myself. This article's right there. I've showed you the polling data that the deep state, corporate, corrupt media is purchasing to try to make this man look like he should just leave the office tomorrow because things are that bad. Focus groups are saying, wish he wouldn't have said that. Why did he have to do that? Why did he have to say that? Why did he have to tweet that? But you know what? We have known for this long we had to stand up to China. We have known for this long that we had to drain the swamp. We want him to keep it up. We don't believe anything's really impeachable. I'm your host, BKP. We'll be right back to wrap up the show.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Hey folks, I'm back. That's right. That's just it. That's the show. What's the show? Hey folks, I'm back. Here's Johnny. All right, so I think to myself all the time, how many things do I say that's generational? Generational. Almost everything. Like, here's Johnny. Do I have kids out there? Now, a young man said to me yesterday that he liked my show. He's a young man. I'm not going to give, he's in the 20s. And he said, I like my show, and he said, like your show, and I want to try to get more young people, because he said, you're charismatic, this, that, and the other thing. But if there's any young people out there, here's Johnny. That is back. That's a reference to Johnny Carson. You can look it up in the Dinosaur History book today, as you're in the library over at one of those great continued learning institutions. Oh, God. Paid for by my tax money. So you can look that up. That's Johnny Carson. That's before. That's back when late night was funny. Why, it goes back far enough to where even, hang on for it, there was a brief moment in time. David Letterman was funny. Stupid Pet Tricks. Top 10 list. Just that brief moment in time, David Letterman was funny. All right, folks, impeachment. So here's what we got. I know you're watching it. You're tired. I'm not going to take my time to watch. And I'll tell you why. Because I know all the places to go to get all the clips. And I know when I can spend some time sitting around. I get an hour here and there of what the media doesn't talk about. Because if you are, I guess I should have put up my guide, BKP's guide to watching the impeachment, the attempt to get you to believe that the president should be impeached hearings. I should put out, you're going to get at the right places. You're going to get Jim Jordan's clips. You're going to get the Republicans' clips, and it really, really angers Adam Schiff. Okay? But you're going to get places where you can get their clips. Okay? you listen to the testimony of the opening statement and you will see how they are following their rules, okay? They were taught the rules. They follow the rules. They've worked within the rules for God knows how long. And Donald Trump came in and blew up the rules. That is everything, and in 30 seconds, blew up the rules. We've always done it this way. We really didn't take calls like that. We really didn't go to lunch and get a call. Actually, people knew it was our lunch hour. And they didn't call out of respect. We get 1 hour a day. It's in the handbook. So we're in Kiev, and we're having our salad. And, and we're on the phone with the president. No, not at lunchtime. Jack, you need to turn that off because I get an hour for lunch. Anyhow, everything and anything being said there. And then I watch, I can work around it, and I watch the Republicans that you don't expect to say things. And then I watch the ridiculous love fest from the Democrats. Now, I predict that Trump will tweet something today. I predict Adam Schiff will read it. I predict they'll all just fall all over themselves to tell Vindman about his service to our country. Let me say this. So, I told you this if you've been watching the show, okay? We'll start through the pictures. What have I told you? The witnesses that the Democrats are calling, the media is supporting them as credible witnesses, truthful, moving, riveting testimony. If that didn't move you, passionate, truthful, honest. But I told you for the last several days, the Sunday shows especially, they have set up how all this testimony before Sondland is truthful. Mounting evidence, right? Number 30. Let's go to number 30. Okay? Today, Jennifer Williams, Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman, Kurt Volker, Tim Morrison. Okay? Major public hearings begin monumentous week in impeachment probe. Oh my God, I hate when they probe. But let me say this with this picture up. Everybody mounting evidence. So they go to, it's halftime here at the impeachment hearings, and we've got 20 minutes. So let's go around the table. What did you think, Liz, over there? Well, I'm telling you, the evidence is just surmounting. I mean, how are Republicans walking away, not saying to themselves that we just have to come out and accept the evidence that's come before us? What the hell? And how you feel over there, whatever you are. I don't know how you identify your pronoun. Look black. I don't know. What the hell? How do you feel about this? Well, I think we should look at it this way, that the Republicans are struggling. And let me tell you what they're struggling with is how do they continue to question these credible career bureaucrats that have never missed a day's work. You know, I looked into Vindman. I looked into Jennifer Williams' personnel file, and on that personnel file over at HR, she's not been late one time in 4 years. I mean, this is a lady that shows up on time. Absolutely. There's little notes in her review of, she's her personality, and she works with her coworkers really well. There's not been a HR, report on her in her entire career. So how can you not believe this lady when it comes to her testimony today? That's what Republicans are really struggling with. I'm serious as can be. I'm serious. This is what it is. Everybody, now, if you notice, the surmounting evidence, everybody is going to be credible up to one point. This is laid out intentionally. Why, American people, you should be watching. We're working so hard because remember what we were going to do. We're going to frame this in a way you can understand it. We're going to paint a picture. Remember that? That's like 3 weeks ago on the Sunday shows. It was paint a picture. So they moved from quid pro quo to bribery, extortion, and how credible these witnesses are. Why, it's stunning to hear these people talk. All right? That's what we're hearing. Now, find it interesting that they painted this picture all the way up to what point? And God knows, I hope I can find it. All right, so let's go to number 25. Today, you see, tomorrow at 9 a.m., Gordon Sondland. Remember, Chris Wallace says that Sondland already perjured himself. On all the Sunday shows, they laid out the dishonesty in this guy. They did nothing on any of the witnesses and will not diagnose where. None of the corporate corrupt media, none of them went into Kent's testimony of going and knocking on the door. I think we have a problem. I got my bow tie on. Where's my stapler? My stapler. Okay? I can't find my stapler. And also, Joe Biden's son is with Burisma. Very, very corrupt. Very, very corrupt. Where's my stapler? Kent, no breakdown on Kent on that. None whatsoever. Okay? Now, everything up to Sondland is the gospel. Sondland's a no good liar, cheat, thief. He's a friend of Trump. He probably went to Epstein's. I just said that. I'm just saying. You hear the see the picture they're painting with Sondland, right? Now, he's at 9 o'clock tomorrow. Wait a minute. David Holmes, the guy that has lunch in Kiev with Sondland, will be on tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. So David will have almost 24 hours to fit his story around Sondland's. I am so sorry. Let me go to 26. If you can't see this, I don't know what the hell's wrong with you damn people. If you can't see the layout of this, okay? You're beyond help. Are you really going to say something that mean? Yes. Look at this smug jackass. I know I shouldn't say that. 23. Why, Holmes, I've never seen anything like this. Never in my career. The State Department official describes Ukrainian desire for White House meeting. Here he is. Career diplomat who overheard Trump Sondland call testimony. Career diplomat. This is what Trump has blown all to hell. And they can't take it. Why, he has damaged career diplomats, the lifelong diplomats, he has damaged their careers all over Washington, D.C. We'll never be able to get this back if we let this continue. Hey, we'll go for that, right? I only got a couple minutes. Career diplomat who overheard Trump Sondland call testimony. I've never seen anything like this. Someone calling the president from a mobile phone at a restaurant and then having a conversation of the level of candor, colorful language. David Holmes' deposition transcript. They let that out. They gave that to the media. I've never seen nothing like this. This smug little punk. All right, so anyhow, see if I have anything else on Mr. Smugness. I may not. So let's go to Rob Portman real quick. Politico, number 13. Okay. Ron Johnson goes after witness to testify in impeachment inquiry. I call him Rob sometimes I shouldn't. Ron Johnson, senator from Wisconsin, A significant number of bureaucrats and staff members within the executive branch have never accepted President Trump as legitimate and resent his unorthodox style and his intrusion into their turf. Their turf. Now, they did a how dare you, number 14, okay? Joe Scarborough went around the table this morning. They had a moment of silence. Joe Scarborough actually said, and let's go back, that was 14, okay? Let's go back to Politico right here, number 13, Ron Johnson, okay? Resent their turf, okay? And so Joe went into, this sad day, and let's go into, let me give me, I know I got it here somewhere, number 26. Joe Scarborough said, first witness right here, Jennifer Williams and Alex Vindham. After Ron Johnson said what he said, all right, these career bureaucrats, Joe Scarborough said, we need to stop right now, the whole table. We need to stop right now. And we need to remember it's November 19th, 2019 at 6:29 a.m. And we just need to be quiet for a minute and soak in how an American hero like Vindman is being attacked. Wow. Okay? So the picture, remember, okay? I followed this. 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, we started, they were going to put this in a way you can understand it. Okay? Impeachment for dummies. That's what they were going to do. They were going to frame it to where you can keep it simple. Keep it in these little boxes so you can understand it. Then they went quid pro quo. The DCCC. The DCCC went and did polling. Remember like Trump did? Focus groups. The DCCC went and did polling in the districts that they flipped in 2018 to see how this is played. And quid pro quo was not playing. Bribery actually got bribery and extortion. So when they did not their focus group, their internal polling, the DCCC in congressional districts, we can win back the House, folks. We can win it back. When they did that, it came back that quid pro quo, one, people didn't understand it. People didn't know exactly how that you do something to complete a quid pro quo. It was a disaster. But when they polled in those districts, the DCCC, they're using this for total politics. They're using this to try to manipulate and direct and try to save the House of Representatives for Democrats. They're using this whole thing. But when they polled it as bribery and extortion, it went up, right? Then they went on all the morning shows and said they were going to paint the picture for you, the American people, right? Let me close with this. Taylor, Kent, Vivanovich, whatever the hell her name was. Okay? The witnesses, credibility, laying it all out. They went back to the time they needed, like a video. It started laying out that you can't trust Sondland. Oh, I'm serious. That Sondland's a liar. Did he perjure himself? He altered his statement. All this garbage, right? It was okay that Taylor, remember, this guy Holmes, 25, I think I did say 26, go to 25. This guy Holmes, remember, right? David Holmes. He remembered this conversation. When? After Taylor gave closed-door testimony is when he remembered the conversation he claims happened in this restaurant with Sondland. Holmes then goes to Taylor. Taylor comes and tells the American people, I have to alter my deposition and my statement because I just found out this bombshell information. Bull, SH, asterisk, asterisk. It didn't happen. I just found out and I need to come clean with this. Taylor knew this was going to come out. And what was going to happen if he didn't bring it out, he was going to be accused of withholding. So Taylor went ahead and got it out. They used him, Bill Taylor, to get this out. something had happened, and I know it's 10 o'clock, but I only got one more minute. Something that happened, okay? Now they're running with this. Do you understand the impeachment trial is really not any of the testimony? It's that phone call that they corrected Taylor's deposition they're running with. Now they've built up, paint the picture, they built up that Sondland's no good. I'll leave it at that. I find it interesting, Sondland will testify in the morning. It will give the deep state corrupt media 24 hours to diagnose and tell you how no good Sondland is, and then the corrupt deep state media with the corrupt deep state will whisk in David Holmes tomorrow at 9 o'clock. They will tell him, the Democrats, what a great hero he is, how he has saved democracy, how he should be wearing a Superman cape, and David will be well prepared to diagnose, dissect, and create Sondland as a liar to the American people. They're painting their picture for you. Don't believe it. All lies. I'm out. Back in the morning.